What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of Ruin Random. But today guys I'm going to be using this team. I'm saying like this team, that's where my TV is. It's a pretty decent Serie A team. I've gone for some stuff a little bit different. I've got Diakite and Barzagli in defence just because. I've also got Team of the Season El Shaarawy and Team of the Season Marchetti in goal there. So hopefully we can go on and win this game. I'm going to go into a game guys, but before we get into the game, if you'd like to purchase any FIFA Ultimate Team coins, check out utcointraders.com. Their link is in the description, a very fast and reliable service. So let's see what kind of team we are playing against. Had a bit of orange latency there, bouncing between orange and green, so hopefully that doesn't cause us too many problems. He's got a 4-5-1 BBVA team. A very nice looking team there indeed. Ramos and Pepe in defence. That's a solid team. That is a very strong team. I'm sat here in my Arsenal shirt because today, although you're probably watching this a good week or 10 days later, but as I'm recording this, Arsenal have just lost 3-1 to Aston Villa on the opening day of the season, and I was sitting here watching and it was just tragic and I was so unhappy. And it's just a sign of things to come for Arsenal. I know it is. Unless Wenger gets his checkbook out, we're fucked. And we're fucked. But I don't want to talk about football right now. I'll get into talking about football in a few weeks when I get back from Germany. Because the way I've got videos right now is anything that I talk about like in the next couple of days, you're not going to see for a couple of weeks. So in the meantime, guys, I've asked for some questions on Twitter. And I've picked basically the questions that I liked the look of. So we're gonna get. Oh, he's managed to get that through. Oh, come on now. No, there we go. Diakite, you boss. So yeah, gonna be having some questions. And then look at that, El Shaarawy, no chance. The first question we've got is from 01D Dunn, and he says, if you could forget one thing you know about FIFA, what would it be? Mine would be work rates as it affects the way I build teams. That's a really interesting question. If I could forget one thing, what would it be? As he gets a header on goal there. So work rates are a pretty good choice, to be honest, because since work rates have always been in the game, they've always been apparent in the game, they've always been important to the game. Something that, oh, there we go, Palacio. Oh, he's hit the post. Something that people don't know about is in FIFA 11 and FIFA 12, work rates were just as important as they are in FIFA 13. But because nobody really gave a fuck about them, they didn't dictate how people build teams or how people look at players or the way they play. So I actually find myself better at FIFA knowing certain work rates, even though work rates aren't always the be-all and end-all of a good or bad player. Like, for example, there's a few central midfielders that I hate because they've got high work rates. But there's a few central midfielders that I love that have got high work rates. I don't love them because of that, but I just love them. Like, for example, Ramirez is oh, what a ball that is. Ramirez is an insane central midfielder, and he's got high. But then you've got, for me, someone like who's that? The Portuguese centre midfielder. I can't remember the guy's name. And he's got high work rates, and he just gets dead by the end of every single game. He's just super tired all the time. Ref, come on, there we go. He's super tired all the time, and he's just not effective. So if I could forget one thing that I know about FIFA, it would probably be, let's give this to Balotelli. Oh, keeper's palmed that wide. What would I be if I could forget something? Oh Jesus Christ, that's gone for everyone. Go on, Abate, you got that. I don't know. It would probably be the fact that people have, well, that I have in my head, that certain players are overpowered, because I don't necessarily think they are. It's just one of those placebo effect things where one person says this player is insanely good, and then all of a sudden you remember every time that they do anything against you, and that's it, you're fucked, kind of thing. Oh wow, I've actually tackled myself there. So I'd probably forget all the overpowered players and why they're overpowered. I'd say that's what I would do. That's probably the best thing I've got. So this game is pretty tough. This guy's pretty decent with the ball. Is that offside? Yes, it is. Right, so we move on to the next question, guys. And the next question is from Like Mike. And he says, discuss the idea of a colour being only an illusion. For example, your perception of yellow may not be the same as mine. That's actually really interesting. I think I've talked about this before in a video, and if I haven't, I've definitely talked about it with people before. Where I was watching a documentary one time, and basically the documentary said, if you were a twin, say, and you didn't know you were a twin, and you're an identical twin, right? And you saw yourself, or rather not you're a twin. Imagine if you took like a duplicate of yourself, and you saw yourself walking down the street, you wouldn't recognize yourself. You wouldn't say, oh, that's me. Like, you wouldn't think it's you, because your perception of you isn't the same as the world's perception of you. And I thought that's a really interesting question, and I kind of thought about it more. And basically, the saying goes like, if you were in a party and somebody had told you there's a duplicate of you at this party, oh, that's got to be it. Oh, come on now, ref, where's my foul? And if there's a duplicate of you at this party wearing exactly the same clothes as you or whatever, you wouldn't recognize yourself in this party. If they said, like, go and find yourself, you wouldn't be able to go and find yourself, because you don't know, like, what you look at in the mirror, what you see as yourself, isn't what you would see if you saw yourself in person. And that's really hard to get my head around, but supposedly it's true. So in terms of the colour, the question about the colour, which is kind of related to this in a minor way, like, how would you explain a colour? You just couldn't. Like, you just couldn't. I would explain it, I guess, with thoughts. If somebody, you know, if there was a blind person and they had never seen anything at all, and, you know, they asked me, you know, could you potentially explain what red looks like? I wouldn't be able to explain what it looks like, but I would say to them, like, you know, when you get angry or when you get mad, the kind of the thoughts and the feelings that you see, that's what the colour red would look like, because that's how you, I don't know, that's how I would suggest that it looks like to people. Of course, that doesn't help the person that's blind, because they still can't, they don't, you know, they don't get an idea or an opinion on what it actually is. But that's a really, really interesting question. And actually, I asked the question back to you guys. If you guys were to describe a colour, like if you had to describe the colour yellow, what would you describe it as? I mean, most people would say, the colour yellow is this. I would describe it as a banana, because the banana is yellow, or an orange as an orange, or an apple as green. Like, and maybe the best way to describe it is as a fruit. But at the same time, that's not true, because again, to a blind person, if you said, the colour yellow is basically a banana, they were like, well, I don't know what the fuck a banana looks like. So, you know, you couldn't really put it. Oh, don't do this to me. Yeah, I don't think you could necessarily put it that way either. To describe it as a shape or as an item is, I guess, wrong. But that is a really, really interesting question. Look at him go there. Oh, he's being tugged back, ref. He's being tugged off. So the next question we have got is from Al, and he says, if you could add any feature to Ultimate Team, what would it be? And he puts in parentheses that you've never said before. So I don't think there's many features, or any features really, that I've never talked about before that I would put into Ultimate Team. This game looks like it's about to disconnect. It is. Yeah, I don't think there's many features that I would put into Ultimate Team that I haven't discussed already, but because of that, I'm going to have to go back to one that I have discussed before. And the feature that I would most like to see back in Ultimate Team is the ability to have your own player in Ultimate Team. Like I said, I've talked about it enough times before, but I'll talk about it again now. The biggest problem when I've talked about this before is that people suggest that having your own player in Ultimate Team would mean that you just have a stupidly overpowered player and it would be unfair, basically. But with that in mind, are there not already enough stupidly overpowered players? Like, what difference does it make if you have another one in your team, or a guaranteed one? And if you have the, you know, if you put it, for example, somebody's like, you're just going to have, everyone's going to have 99 pace strikers. But if that's the case, that's the case. Like, there's already players out there with, like, stupid pace. You know, Walcott with 96 pace, and Messi has 99 pace. So those sort of players are already there. Now, if you actually had it so that you had to work for your ratings and you couldn't get more than a specific rating, so like, let's say you have it like your regular Virtual Pro, so the more goals you score with him in Ultimate Team, the better his finishing gets, the higher his card gets upgraded to, and you actually have to work to earn the games. And let's say it will take, like in pro clubs, you know, you're looking at like a minimum of 400 or 500 games before you can even think about having your pro maxed out. If you take that into consideration, I think it would be a great aspect to have in the game, and something I really, really, really want back. So yeah, that's that question. This guy, by the way, has got an awesome team, and he's playing 5 at the back, and I've got, what formation have I got? I've got the 4-3-3. So we'll see how the 4-3-3 fares up against a 5 at the back. Although he's not got the exact formation that I like to use. He's got a 5 at the back with a cam and 2 strikers instead of a winger and wait, 2 wingers and a striker. I'm losing my mind there. Oh, come on now. So I don't particularly like this formation. This 5-2-2, the 5-2-1-2. Sorry. I find it very, very tedious and very bad. So we'll see. Hopefully we can win it. But oh, that's a good cross. There's Balotelli. Oh, right. Let's move on to the next question. This is a question that just made me laugh above all else, and I don't know the answer to this. But the question is from a guy called Mr. Infinite, and he asks, who picks up the guide dog's poo? And it's just such a valid question, because guide dogs, I mean, I'm sure there's an easy answer, and I'm sure I could even Google it and just find an answer. But I didn't, because I just chuckled so much at the question at hand. But like, guide dogs are there for blind people, so when a guide dog has a shit, who the fuck picks it up? Because the blind person can't see it. Like, you know, I don't know. I don't know. We've gone on about blind people a fair amount in this this commentary, but also something actually, as I read this question, sorry, I actually thought of something, and I just rethought of it then, and which I didn't ask. So YouTube obviously is a very visual thing, but people like myself, I have a lot of commentaries where I just talk, and the gameplay is almost irrelevant, kind of like Ruin a Random, kind of like this video here. The gameplay is kind of irrelevant. It's more about talking to you guys and communicating with you guys and so on and so forth. He's actually going to get that back, isn't he? Oh, wow. That's a great save, keeper. I fucking hate the scoop turn. So, are there any people out there blind or partially blind or fully blind that actually listen to my videos rather than watch my videos? Fucking headers, man. Corners are ridiculous in this game. Are there any blind people that watch me and listen to me, like, or rather, sorry, just listen to me rather than watch me? Or are there any partially blind people there that just sit there and instead of caring about the content, the FIFA content, actually care about the commentary at hand? Because that would be really interesting to know. So if there are any of you out there, of course it would be super hard for you if you're blind to actually type out that you're blind and listen to me. But if you have, like, I don't know, friends or something that you could get to tweet me on your behalf, that would just be awesome, just to know if there's that sort of community out there. I guess this game's doing my head in. Oh wow, he's through on goal there. Who have we got? Jovetic against Abate. I've got the pace, son. But you've got Ibrahimovic, apparently. And there's another corner. Right, let's move on to the next question, guys. Next question is, do you class yourself as a celebrity? Now, this is actually a question I get asked a lot, and the answer is quite simply no. I'm not a celebrity. I'm not close to a celebrity. Like, I would never consider myself a celebrity. It's just a no, basically. Like, there's nothing about me that is celebrity status. Like, for me, a celebrity is someone that has high standing in worldwide news or world perception. So celebrity is someone that could walk out on the street and just be recognized by everyone, essentially. Someone that's been in the tabloids or the newspapers, or someone that has a prominent kind of, sorry, I'm trying to think of the word here whilst playing, a prominent reputation in the media world. Now, whilst I do have that in the FIFA community, I don't have that in the media world. So yeah, it's just the answer is just no, basically. Right, come on, Palacio, you're through here. Come on now. Oh, ref, that's a foul. Oh, ref, you got to be having a laugh. Oh my god, what kind of pass is that? I don't know why I just didn't shoot before. Anyway, I could have just shot. Oh, this guy's really pissing me off. Right, we'll move on to the next question, and the next question is, if money was no object, what would you do? This is a question that people like to ask. People love to think about there being no money and who would do what and how would you live your life. And I'll ask you the question yourselves, guys. Like, if money was no object to you, what would you do? Like, if essentially, I don't know. This question could be taken in two ways, right? So first of all, if money was no object, what would you do? That could be taken as, if you had all the money in the world, what would you do for a job? What would you do with your life? What would you do with your daily pastimes? But it could also be taken as, if there was no such thing as money, what would you do? Now, in terms of the first adaptation of that question, if I had, like, all the money in the world, I would just live life. Like, as stupid as that sounds, I would just live life like anybody with money should. I wouldn't be caught up on financial things and stuff. All I would do is I would spend every day living it to the max. Like, every single day. That's got to be a foul, ref. every single day I would make sure I tried something new every day. I'd make sure I spent time with my family and friends every day, and I'd generally just try and enjoy life as much as possible. That is a terrible free kick, El Shaarawy. The other adaptation of the question is, if there was no such thing as money, like, what would you do? And that leads me to kind of have conflicted thoughts, because there's two things about that. And oh, that's a fucking strike and a half. That is from El Shaarawy. That leads me to kind of two responses. The first response is, if there was no such thing as money, or, you know, if money was no object, what would I do in that sense? I don't know what I'd do, because everybody would have the ability to do. Oh, I fucking hate scoop turns, and he's keeper, get that, yes. Because everyone would have the ability to do anything they wanted, and it would make the world a very different place. To say that, I don't know, if money was, if I had no money, what would I do? I'd work out a way to get money. Basically, that's what I'd do. I'd figure out a way where I could have a job and get money and improve my life. The other side of the coin, like, if there was no such thing as money, leads me to believe that there will always be a currency, whether or not it's Great British pounds or whatever it is. People will always hold value in something. So today it's like cash, you know, today you're cash rich, or you've got money in the bank and you're rich, and people give a lot of respect to people that are rich, and rich people are generally quite powerful people. But let's say it's not money, it might be peas might be the currency of the world. So whoever can grow the best peas might be the richest person, you know, like, so there will always be that that divide between the rich and the poor. There will always be poverty. There will always be there will just always be that inadequate balance between people that have everything and people that have nothing. And if that was the case, still I would just work my best to try and make myself one of the people that had a lot, because I like a lot. I'm like anyone. I like money. I like things. I like inanimate objects. I like cars. I like clothes. I like gadgets. You know, I'm like everyone in that sense. But I have the drive to go out and make money, basically. So if money wasn't what was the currency, I would always have the drive to go out and get whatever I needed to. Basically, I'd always go and work my bollocks off to make sure that I was always in a good situation, I guess. That's about the best I can put that question, really. Right, hopefully. Oh, look at that. We've got this inside. Go on, Ballo. Oh. No, that's not the shot I wanted. Right, let's move on to the next question, which is, why does your name have a capital Z? This is the last question I've got as well. I didn't expect this video to be this long because that first game cut out. The reason why I have a capital Z is because it's cool and sleek, which genuinely is the reason. When I first made this name, I actually got the name from just Google, pretty much, and it was just, I saw the word NepentheZ, which is a plant, and it looks a bit like a big purple penis, if you've ever seen the plant. It's not really an attractive looking thing. And basically, like, on the website that I first joined, as to why I made the name, oh, go on, Ballo, yes, as to why I made the name, it was just one of those things, you know. I initially had, I used to rap back in the day. I actually do still rap now. Well, I have tracks and stuff, and I don't actually write music per se anymore, but I still sometimes freestyle to myself in my bedroom and shit. So the bottom line is, I was on a battle website, a rap battle website, and I had the username Scorpio King. And the reason why I had Scorpio King is because I am a Scorpio, and it has nothing to do with Scorpion King and The Rock. But I'm a Scorpio, and when I made my very first Hotmail address, it defaulted to giving me the username Scorpio King, and like a load of numbers after it, which I'm not going to tell you because I don't want people hacking my my first ever email. But it was like Scorpio King plus a lot of numbers, basically. Oh, look at that, we're in good shape here. Oh, come on, let's get that. Yeah, and then that was my website. That was my name on the battle website for a long time, but it was shit. So I wanted it changed. And I had to think of something new, so I literally went onto Google, went online, and was like, right, let me find something. Let me find something that looks good and can mean, you know, can mean something to me. Isn't something very common, and I just wanted to have a little bit of uniqueness within the name. And I saw the word NepentheZ, and I just thought the word looks awesome, and the word means numbing. You know, it numbs pain basically. The plant has a drug very similar to marijuana that numbs pain, and I thought to myself, like, I could use that as a battler to be like, you know, like my name does what I'll do to you kind of thing, like in the terms of numbing pain, and just kind of play on it like that. So that's exactly what I did. And on top of that, oh, he's got that back. Oh, I've got that back. On top of that, the name, I had the name NepentheZ with an S, and it was a small s for a long time. And look at this guy, he's not even going to try and tackle me, is he? Like, what are you doing, dude? After a while, like, I wanted to change it and make it a bit more my own and a bit more unique and creative, and I thought, how can I do that? And I thought, let me put a Z at the end. And then when the Z went at the end, I decided to make it big, and I think the word looks very, very cool. Like, for me, the word looks good, it looks nice. It's been with me for a lot longer than you think I have. Like, I had, before I even started YouTube, I had the name NepentheZ tattooed onto me, and I'll show it to you in a second as well, because it's just on my arm. But I had the name tattooed on me. Like, it means an awful lot to me, even though it's not necessarily a word that means a lot. You know, like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. If you guys have a nickname or have an alias, when you kind of, everything in your life is linked to that alias, the word starts to, or it becomes important to you. So the word is important to me, the name is important to me, it will be with me forever. Even like if YouTube stopped tomorrow, if YouTube stopped tomorrow, you could never take away from me the fact that I had, you know, 350,000 subscribers and 115,000 Twitter followers. Like, that will never be taken away from me, and all of those people know me as NepentheZ. They don't know me as Craig, which is my real name, which is a question I get asked an awful lot. So that's my real name, and not many people, or I say not many people, a lot of people know my real name, and a lot of people know me as Craig. But even some of my closest friends are YouTube friends, so they call me Nep or Nepo, and so, you know, the name bears meaning to me. It means an incredible amount. So again, for those of you that didn't know, like, I've had this name NepentheZ for the best part of 10 years now. When I was 19 years old, I got the name, or I took the name, and I'm almost 29 now. I'll be 29 in a few months' time. So yeah, it's an important name, and it's an important word, and that's why I've got it tattooed on me. People ask quite a lot, like whenever I put a photo up on Twitter or something, and it will have my arm in it, and they'll be like, oh my god, you got your name tattooed on you, you nerd, and stuff like that. And I just sit there and I think, do you know what, like, this name means shit to me, man. It's important to me. Like, you get tattoos on you that are important to you and important for you, and oh fuck, this name is absolutely no different to that. So cut inside, fam. Oh, what a save, keeper. I hate those saves because sometimes they bounce straight back out to the player. Oh, that was terrible. So that was the last question, guys. Fortunately, we're into the 86th minute now anyway, so go on, keeper. Yes, so we should be able to hang on to this result and go and get a win, which is nice because this guy has got a solid team. Right, let's go to Chegley. Come on, Sherry. Scoop. Oh, here we go. Oh, ref, have a word. Right, we're into injury time now. Oh, that's nice from Diakite. That was Diakite, right? I think it was him anyway. Right, we're definitely not losing from this stage here. Wait. Ref, don't blow. Come on now, be nice. Let me get a goal. Right, now blow, ref. Now blow, we don't care, ref. Yes. So there is a win, guys. So as we end, as I promised, let me show you the tattoo that says NepentheZ. So there you go. It's probably backwards for you because of the way the camera is. So I've got that. I've also got a tribal here, which people ask about a lot, and that goes across my chest, and kind of like it covers like this whole area here. And then I've also got this here, which is some Sanskrit writing. You see it along there, and that says "My life, my love, my rules," and that bears as well a lot of meaning to me. It means something to me. Maybe one day I'll share a story as to why I got that tattoo, but not today, unfortunately. But this is the end of the video, so if you've enjoyed this, guys, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Always appreciate the support you guys give. And for those of you that are massive fans, like I take my hat off to you. Those of you that have been with me for years, you guys are just awesome. You know, I don't show you guys enough how much you mean to me, because you do mean a lot to me. Sometimes even when you give me shit, I'm like, you know what, you're just doing it because you want the best out of me, and I can respect that. So thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Peace.